Hello, everybody. I'm super excited to be here today, and this is yet another episode of Let's Go There. And today's topic has been people are very excited, so am I. And in with me is Karina Chapman. She is a speaker, author. She's authored her own series of books, very saucy ones. I must say, I'm trying to get her to sign me some, so I'm working up to it. So I'm dropping the hint here so she can't say no. Anyway, long story short, this is what she does. She is a conscious connection something, which I will let her explain to you about. And why is she here today? She is all about dating the wrong guy. Guys. Sorry. Yeah, not just one though. She wants you to go as hard as you can, as quick as you can, as many as you can. So, without further ado, I'm going to let Karina talk to you about what she does while I, as usual, go and set up the tech work. Off you go.
Thank you, Karen. That's wonderful. And hi to everyone. So, conscious connection is what I talk about. And what that is, it's the way to gain awareness and knowledge about the type of people that you want to attract into your life and why you want to attract them. And then how to use that clear vision to connect with other like-minded people so that you can create the relationships that you dream of. And whether it might be a romantic relationship that you want to connect with, or I also help people connect and make new friends, because if you've been in a long-term relationship for quite a while and
Mm.
suddenly you're single, then you lose a lot of friends.
Yeah, that's true though. That's very true.
So we really want to kind of reconnect with others that are like-minded so that we can, move forward and start having that life that we really dream of when we're needing to create something new. And that goes the same with guys, like finding that Mr. Right as such, or even knowing who the hell is he? What does he look like? What's his face?
That's right.
Yeah, so that's what I love talking about and teaching and helping people really bring those relationships that they desire into their reality. And I also help with business, so conscious connection in business with other business partners or joint ventures. I mean, really, I consciously connected with you, Karen, because I just loved your energy and your happiness and your zest for life. And I thought, oh, I really like this girl. I really would like to know her better.
Yeah, that's
And
it. That
that's
was how we met.
what's that?
That was how we met. I don't even know what Karina does. I'm like, she's like, let's talk. I'm like, yeah, let's talk. Because I did something about it. People with the right frequencies, we just, I don't know.
Pick it
I
up.
am, yeah, we just connect. I don't even know. I don't even know how. Just happened.
Absolutely. Exactly. And that's what we want to do. We're wanting to attract them into our lives instead of having to be out hunting for them.
Mm,
Once we're clear on the type of people that we want in our lives, then you just be amazed at the people that pop up and you don't even know where they come from. So it's really exciting.
that's right. That's right. So tell us about your book.
Yes, so I'm writing a series called The Vixen's Secret Handbook. And the first one is out now, and that one's called Adventure Vixen, A Modern Dating Tale. And that's what it looks like there.
Yes.
And so originally, I was only going to write one book. And I was inspired to do so because I went on this dating journey myself of discovery and research. And I dated so many men and had so many different experiences. A lot of them were really funny. Some of them were a bit odd. Some of them were good dates, thankfully.
Yep.
But as time went by, I was chatting with my girlfriends, and they were always like, "Oh my God, what's the next thing? What happened now?" And in the end, they were like, "You should write a book." And I thought, I love to write, and that would actually be fun. So I
Yeah.
have based it on the research and knowledge that I've gained myself on doing all sorts of dating for a couple of years. So, and I started writing and I went, hang on, I've got too many dates and experiences to fit in. I think I'm going to have to write a series. So that's how that
Yes.
came about. So the second one, International Vixen, that one is right at the end of editing process and ready to be formatted and go out. So in the next couple of months, that will be also available.
Oh, yes, it'll be good. So it's loosely based on your own true stories. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So see, nothing is better than reading. We can make up shit, but it is the truth though. Sometimes there's so much humor in it. We gotta learn to enjoy life and laugh about it, don't we? So that's how it is. Now, before we continue, so if you're watching this on YouTube, just a quick housekeeping. There will be timestamps with this video. If you go down to the comments section, if you want to skip ahead to a different section, just go and do that. But I encourage you to keep watching because this is such a fun topic, though. It's thinking out of this box because we keep thinking, we just date one guy at a time, and because just also know that this is M18 because this is free for all. Okay, just so you know, this is free for all. And I want you to know this that when we date more than one guy, we are called sluts. No, it's not. It is just being smart, right? You're just buying. It's no different from buying a product, a few different products to try it out to see what suits you. So this is such a clever approach. So in today's interview, Karina will be talking on two topics that I personally love a lot. Number one, why do we date the wrong men, not men, okay? And number two, we will be talking about now that you've chosen that yes, this is the path I want to take and this is a path not taken by many, right? Why not try it? Try something different so that something different will happen. Okay? So you have decided that I'm gonna get out there and do this. And then you go into a bar, you see this hottie, how do you approach? So these are the two topics we're talking about today. And if you have any questions, pop them in the comments and hopefully we have time in the interview to answer them for you. So the first one is why, Karina, do we date the wrong guys?
Well, often we find that we are choosing the wrong people. And by choosing the wrong people over and over again, we end up creating this pattern. And then we seem to get stuck on it because we're focused on, you know what, I don't want a guy that treats me like that anymore. I don't want this, I don't want that. And yet the law of attraction says that what we think about, so if we're thinking about what we don't want, then we're attracting more of what we don't want. And we want to stop that pattern. So what we need to learn is, what is it that we do want? And if you've had your heart broken a few times, you know how it feels.
Yeah.
And it hurts, we just don't want to go through that again. So what we need to do is learn. And learning through dating lots of different guys is a really fast way to find out who you really want and what traits are important to you. So I do encourage people to date multiple guys because it's faster to learn. But you know what? I also encourage everyone to be open and honest because there's times where we just need to learn. We're not ready to look for love, but we just need to have some male attention and learn some lessons so that we do pick better when we're ready.
Yep,
So,
that's right.
So we want to choose guys that have a dating deal breaker.
Oh, do you have an example of that?
Yep. For example, if I was wanting to date someone now and I'm definitely sure that I do not want children, then any guy that absolutely does want children, perfect. Because I know we can't have a long-term relationship.
Yep.
He knows that I don't want children. We've spoken about that up front. And we're both clear that it is just a bit of casual fun. You can grow new friendships and learn lots of things. And by being with different guys, you get to see different qualities, different traits, different characteristics.
That's it.
You might not have come across before.
Isn't it? I know. And the thing is, I want people who is watching this to realize this too, though. We have this social norm to say that we have to date one guy at a time and it's wrong. But if you are upfront about it, what's so wrong about it? It's like trying out different facial products. There's nothing wrong with it. We're here to break social norms because they box us in. And they're not always good for us.
And where did they come from? Who told us that that's
I know, right? Actually, where did they come from?
Yeah, and who decided that if a guy dates several women, then he's a stud or a player or a legend? And then look at these horrible words that are describing a woman that does it.
I know.
So it's time to take back our power,
That's it.
And if we want to have sex with multiple people, then that should be our choice without being labeled in a derogatory term, because all of the guys having sex with multiple people, and that's okay. No, we need to
Yeah,
change that around
that's
and
it.
break society's belief.
That's it.
It's holding us back.
It is. And what is so special though about Karina is whatever she says, yeah, that's it. Because I don't believe in letting someone else dictate my life. But yet not many people would dare come out and say that, oh, I want to have, I want to date a few guys at one go. I mean, I have, and it was very liberating because you don't account to anyone, and you do know straight away, oh no, that's just definitely not for me. And what's wrong with
Exactly.
it? There's nothing wrong with it. But if you keep it quiet, you're dating a few and you don't tell them about each other, then that's wrong.
Exactly right.
So do you tell them?
Yes,
Oh
absolutely.
shit, how do you do it? Tell us.
Straight out and upfront. I just say that because usually a question that you'll be asked when you're dating, whether it's online or in person, is what are you looking for? So that gives you a good indication. So if you're with a guy who says that he's looking for a long-term relationship, no, you don't want to date him
Ah,
because
okay.
you're not looking for that. You want to make sure that your criteria is matching. So if I
So
say,
he's called out at the get-go. Oh wow, okay.
it's not fair. If I'm only looking for a casual and he's really looking for someone long term, it's not fair for me to waste his time.
But how about if you meet him at the bar?
If I meet him at the bar,
You're not gonna say so. Just casual. You can't say
that's true. However, in the days of COVID, and even with us being pretty semi back to normal, we're a bit less likely to approach new people and to go out as much. So a lot of
Mm,
this at first is connecting online more than in person these days. In fact, I just saw an article of research saying that the dating apps in the first 3 months after COVID started increased by 34%, the usage. So
shit.
it really has grown, and the prediction is that that will keep rising until 2026. So
Wow.
we are in that dating online mode.
And
So,
but what scares me about dating online is that what you see is not what you get.
and that's been a big problem. But I know that a lot of the dating apps are trying to do something to address that now. So, for example, Tinder has this new thing of verification. So
Oh,
face verification thing. So it might be first it'll say to you, look straight ahead and copy this picture, and it might be someone going like this, for
yeah,
example.
yeah.
You have to do that, and then it would be a different picture of someone doing something else, and you would have to mimic that as well.
Oh,
And then they look at the facial recognition to see, are your photos matching who you actually are. So if they've got a little, I think it's a blue sticker now saying verified at the top, then that means that they've gone through that process and those photos are actually them. And that's
all right.
yeah,
Yeah, I know. It's like ew, ugh,
I
no.
know. And actually, some of them have also now added video options, whereas that was never an option before. So if you both agree, you can actually video chat through the app now. So then you know for sure they're at least presenting as the same person.
Right, that is useful. That is very useful. So if you have watched the video up to this point, we're just talking about why we should date the wrong guys, right? It's because it is a quick and easy way. It is not social norm because social norm dictates that we date one guy at a time. But if you are in the market looking, if you're in the marketplace just looking, Karina says the best way to work is to keep going, and tell them that you are looking.
Yeah. And when you say to them that I am only looking for a casual relationship, I'm not looking for something long term, and I am seeing a couple of other guys as well, then you're giving them the choice.
Yeah.
Are they okay with that, or are they not?
Yeah.
You know, you even want to talk about safety, because we don't want to get any sort of disease or pass anything around. So it's a perfect time to say, you know, yes, I see other men, but I always use protection.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I'm offering. This is who I am. I'm looking for something casual, a bit of fun, you know, good companionship. If that's what you're up for and you're okay with me seeing other people, fantastic. If not, good luck to you, and I hope you find what you want.
Yeah.
And we move on.
Yeah. That's
So,
it.
yeah.
More and more people are doing this, except that we don't come up and fess up and say, this is what I do, this is what I want to do, because we carry so much shame around the whole dating sex thing as a woman, right? As a guy, that's okay though. The minute you're out of a divorce, like your friends are like, let's get out there and let's get laid. So why can't we do that?
Exactly right.
That's
Exactly
it.
right. There should be no reason. And it's only what our subconscious has absorbed from what society is telling us that's stopping us. It's nothing
Exactly.
else. Yeah.
So now we're going to take you across to the next scenario, which is you have decided after watching part one, you've decided, you know what, I'm buying into this and I really like it. So what happens next?
So it's actually a process first of firstly figuring out what are your core values, what's important to you. And because you want to still have even casual connections, you want to still have them matching. You want honesty if that's a big one for you. You want, you know, trust. You know, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position. So you want to make sure that those sort of things are there. Support might be big for you too, but if you're looking casual, you don't need to find that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So it does change depending on whether you're looking for Mr. Right or several Mr. Wrongs. So, so when we're looking for our Mr. Wrongs, make sure that there is a deal breaker so that you don't actually accidentally fall for them. Also, when you're seeing
That's the important part.
it is. And
Yeah.
when you're seeing several guys, then that actually helps you as well. So imagine you're waiting for the one guy that you're seeing to message. You're waiting. Oh my God, it's 5 hours, haven't heard back, you know, from my text. Finally, you hear that it's like, oh, thank goodness.
I know.
But you know what? If you're dating several guys, you don't even notice when one hasn't sent one for a day or two or a week,
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
busy chatting to the other guys. You don't get that emotional attachment and that
Yeah.
emotional pain of almost rejection because you haven't heard from someone.
That's
And
right.
we have these stories in our head about what's happening, and it's usually not true.
That's right. That's
So
right.
dating several guys at once help you to be detached more in the emotional sector, which is what we want. We're not wanting to risk our heart, we're wanting to learn. And
Yeah.
then you can see clearly, you know, what traits does these different guys have that you would like to combine together and have in your forever guy when you're ready, whenever
Yeah.
that may be.
That's right.
Yeah. And so once you're kind of clear on what you want and what you're after, you create the vision of what you want to have happen, whether it's dating several guys or just looking for the right one. And then it's about growing courage, because we need to step out of our comfort zone to do these things. Like Mr. Right or several Mr. Wrongs are not just knocking on that door
Yeah.
and going, here I am.
That's it. That's it. You got to put yourself out there. So, but if I may, you brought up a very important point that I feel a lot of single women need to listen to is if you are choosing, if you are still in the choosing phase, you got to be careful you don't fall for the wrong one though. Because why do people keep going back to the same type of guy although they're not good for you? Because it's familiar. Yeah, it's the devil you know. So naturally, we will be drawn to the familiar because it's how we made. We like comfort. We like the comfort of knowing that there's a progression to this. Yes, but you need to go in with a mindset that I'm here to window shop. You must be very clear though, because when I went through the phase of dating a few guys at the same time, of course I told them all. And then a girlfriend said, "Oh, I can do that." She fell for the wrong one, and I said, "You're not ready. If you're not ready to play, don't." Because then you get yourself hurt, because then again you fall for the wrong guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I work through a process so there's I teach the 5 C's of conscious connection. And the first one is being conscious of past patterns. What are they? Where do they come from? And even like what relationship examples were around you when you were a child, because you absorb all of that information.
Oh, yes, we do.
And we just don't even realize how much we're affected by that.
Oh,
So
I know.
you're absolutely right that we need to get clear on those patterns so we can stop repeating them and start creating something new that's going to support us.
That's right.
Sabotage us.
That's right. And again, another thing you brought up, which I find is so vital as well, and it's the mindset of the women, because we always think that when we have sex, we are putting out. No, you got to stop thinking about it that way, because we're not giving them something. We're getting something in return as well. So by taking this power back, it is my choice. I'm choosing to do this because I enjoy it. You take it back. You are no longer putting out. If you go on the first date and you think this is shit hot, I want to take it, take it.
Exactly. And you know, with sex, I sort of think of that as like a tennis game. So, you know, I need a partner to play tennis. It's not much fun to play by myself. Well, not as much fun, usually.
No, yeah, usually not as much fun, yes.
But there's different levels of tennis playing out there. You know, some people can hardly hit it over the net. And then you're waiting for something to happen, nothing happens, they go and get the ball, they try again, and it's boring.
Yeah.
So you think, you know what? I'm not going to play tennis with that person again.
Yeah.
But if you come along and you have a really great game of tennis, you really enjoyed it was a good exercise workout, you're like, oh, I might have tennis with that person again. We'll play again.
Yeah.
And think of sex a bit like that. Lots of people do it differently. It's a good learning experience to learn what you really want, because often when we're younger, we are caught in that mustn't be, a slut. Must go for this one person. So then you have one person, you have sex with one person, and that's all you know. And you've never explored your sexuality further than that.
That's it.
So by having different partners and exploring that as well, then you really get clarity on, what are your needs?
Exactly. It's not a dirty thing. No. It's not. It's natural.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're here to dispel norms, and this is the big thing. It's not dirty. It's normal. We like it, and that's okay.
And some it's like, some we have more fun playing tennis with than others. Some we have more fun with in sex than others. So, it just helps us get to know ourselves more, so that then when we're ready to find that right person, then we know what we want sexually as well. Because honestly, we can have all of those things matching up, that, common goals.
Yes.
But if that's all you've got, then it's a friend. It's a friend.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the thing that changes, from being a friendship to a relationship and something different. So
yeah,
you want to make sure that you're enjoying that part as well, not just
that's right.
Movies together and dinner.
That's right.
Home bit is good too.
That's it. That's right. So, ladies, you need to cut free. You need to cut free of all these, old expectations that's been set on you by I don't know who. So we're here to set you free. Now, we'll just quickly go to the last part about how do we find the courage though to finally get out there, and ask that guy out. What if he says no? That is one of the biggest thing, right?
Absolutely. Firstly, we have to recognize that courage is a behavior, and it's a behavior that we can change, and we can think about it differently. So instead of sort of seeing the hot guy at the bar and thinking, oh, wow, that looks like the guy of my dreams, and then talking yourself out of saying hello because, I might not be the right one for him. He might already be married. His girlfriend might be in the toilet.
I know.
Probably doesn't want to say hello anyway. We self-sabotage all the time. So instead of putting that pressure on us, like of, will he reject me or not? Instead, I tell my girls to think, gee, I keep looking at this guy all the time. There's this eye connection thing happening. There's, I keep looking there. Maybe there's something that I need to say to him, or maybe he's got something to say to me. It could be anything. It could be I've got information for him. It could be he can tell me something. It could be a romantic. It could be a friendship. It could be anything.
Okay. But there's an attraction there. There is a reason. Yep. Okay.
But it might not be around, this is the one today. It might be something else.
Yeah.
You can learn.
Maybe his best friend, maybe.
You never know. So when you take that pressure off yourself and think, you know what? I'm just going to be curious and go and find out. And I'll say hi and see what he says. And if he chooses not to respond, well, that's his loss. You know, he's lost the
It's not
information.
easy though. Learning to do that is not easy, especially when, like you say, if it's somebody who is visually
Very
100, 100 points, I cannot, I just die inside. No
That's
matter
it.
how outspoken I am, I turn into this nasty person. I just die inside.
Yeah, that's why we have to work on that courage and start smaller. So take small risks first. So, you know, a small risk is, say, smiling at a stranger as you walk past and getting a smile back. And when you get a smile back, you think, oh, well, that worked. And it grows our confidence slowly and surely, so that we have got enough confidence that when we do happen to see the hot guy across the bar, that we can go up to them. It might even just be you're out for a walk in your local neighborhood and you say hello to somebody else that's walking, you know, or
Yep.
you smile or you wave, you know, you strike up a conversation to someone that you wouldn't normally. And those small things give you the knowledge that, you know what, I can be confident in approaching other people and having a positive response.
Mm.
And once we work up a little bit further with that, then we take it towards dating. And that really helps women so much, because you know we are all awesome. We truly are. And you know, we just forgot. So I like to remind us, you know, how awesome we truly are. You know, kick all those self-doubts and, you know, old beliefs out, find some new ones that support you and, you know, help you to move forward, because we all need to discover that awesomeness, and this is
Yeah.
another way to do it.
Yeah, that's true. It just brings me back to an analogy about shoes, though. Sometimes certain shoes, they are so beautiful, and then you put them on, they hurt. You don't blame your feet for it. You blame the shoe. The shoe is shit. So it's the same thing if you approach a guy and then he's like, oh, don't even. You're like, oh, you know what? It's not me. Because it's not.
That's
Just not the
right.
right fit.
Absolutely right. And if we take away that emotion of, you know, because I think rejection is a big thing for a lot of us, really.
Mm.
Even in friendships, you know,
Oh,
making
yes.
let alone relationships, that it feels like the stakes are much higher. So,
Yes.
you know, so if we can be in that mindset, I think we can really just move forward a lot faster in life.
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope that the dear viewers today have gotten something out of this conversation, because this is truly, it is not, I wouldn't even say it is trend setting or anything, because it is something we all should be doing and feeling already, right? But what she's doing, she's broken the mold. Instead of people say, oh, you know, take your time, date a guy at a time. No, let's get out there hard and fast. And we are allowed to say hard and fast. Not only the guys get to say hard and fast.
I
So
love
hard and fast. So let's get out there, be brave, because you've got nothing to lose, truly. Yeah, the only thing you lose is yourself. The longer you wait, the more of you slip away. So I'll
it.
just
Well, the biggest thing that everybody towards the end of their life thinks is about regret. What they regret doing what they didn't do.
that's it.
So
That's it.
we'd
Yeah,
rather know
don't.
the answer than live in regret.
That's it. That's right. Knowing that you've done it, say, oops, that will not do that again, rather than, oh, I wish I had. Yeah.
Exactly.
So before we go, I'm just gonna let Karina once again tell you what she does, because like the last interview I did, I cannot, it will be wrong for me to show you Karina and say, this is it. You can only watch this video again and again and again, but you can't find her because her job is so powerful. It's going to free so many single women and help you find the right partner. So, how do we find you?
So you can go to my website, which is karinachapman.com, or I have a Facebook group called Vixens of Light. You're welcome to join that. That's for women only, and that's around supporting each other, talking about dating stuff, and you know, all about red flags, and you know, how to boost our self-confidence and support each other. You know, all
Mm,
us women need to be supportive of each other, you know, not tearing each other down.
yeah,
It's a supportive system that we want to build with like-minded people who are going through the same things that we are, and we just need to connect with those others. So
that's
not only
right.
do I talk about you know, connecting to Mr. Right or Mr. Wrongs, it's about connecting to your tribe. You know, who are the women that you resonate with? Like, you know, when Karen and I saw each other and just went, oh, I like you. We want to find more of that in our lives and
That's
increase
it.
joy. So that's conscious connection, and that's how it works. And also, I'm on LinkedIn, so feel free to connect with me there as well.
Professionally on a corporate level, she's in LinkedIn as well.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and I teach different things as well. So I've got, you know, clarity sessions where if you just really need help with a specific thing, I can help you with that. I've got other ones where it's more about finding you. If you feel a bit lost, you've been in a long-term relationship, you've come out and it's like, who the hell am I? What do I even like anymore?
That's it.
What I know.
That's
Then
it.
that will help give, you know, more clarity around that.
Yeah.
And I also do one-on-one finding Mr. Right programs to really help you gain the absolute clarity and start attracting that life that you really dream of, you know, with that partner that is going to be that supportive one of you dream of and wake up and think, oh, he's not there. we want to create him to actually be there.
Yes, we will manifest him. Definitely, he will happen. So thank you so much, Karina, for taking the time to talk to us about this such an important, you know, at this stage in my life, so many of my friends are getting divorced and they're single, they don't know what to do, you know. So you know what, ladies, just go and have fun to start with. And if you don't know how to start or where to start, I found her for you. Here she is.
That's right.
She's
Or, you know, there's good tips in the book too. So
that's it. Or grab the book. She will drop her links in the comments, and we'll see you next week. And next week's speaker will be talking about, you know what, women like sex. We do. That's what we're going to talk about. We're just going to repeat a little bit of what this is all about. Okay? So I'll see you next week. Bye.